this video, we are going to be checking out Docker. The first step will be installing Docker on our Linux server here, and part 2 will be making a custom base image that we'll use in future videos. So just to start off, we're running a Fedora 43 inside VirtualBox, a VirtualBox VM, and we have the latest updates installed, so it's a fresh, clean install. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we need to do is add the repo to our environment. So let's do a sudo dnf install dnf-plugins-core, enter. Yes. All right. Now the next step will be to do the second part of adding the repo. So let's do a sudo dnf config manager, add repo from repo file : and https:// docker-linux/Fedora/docker-ce .repo. And we'll go ahead and hit enter. Hopefully I have everything, the command set up properly. Oh, no, it's a typo. Okay, let's try that again. Enter. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this one more time. Had a typo in there that I didn't catch. And enter. And there we go. Successfully added the repo. So let's do a clear. Starting off very poorly on this video. So let's clear out all of our mistakes. Let's continue on with a fresh screen. Okay, clear. All right, now let's go ahead and install the packages required to all the Docker installation packages. So let's do a sudo dnf-y install. There are 5 packages in total. So docker-ce, docker-ce-cli, containerd.io, docker-buildx-plugin, and docker-compose-plugin. Go ahead and hit enter. All right, looking good. And doing the install and complete. All right, awesome. All right, so next thing we need to do is add our user, which is demo here, to our Docker group, our new Docker group that was created from this install. So let's do a sudo user mod -a G Docker, and then demo is this user, so this will be the user that's getting added to that Docker group. All right, and we're going to have to refresh our profile here, so our environment. So best easiest way for me to do it is just to exit out and then back up to here, and let's do a. So we can see we have our, we're added to the Docker group, the new Docker group that was created. So, all right, next thing we need to do is start our Docker service. So we'll do a system control enable. Enable sets the service, so if the system reboots, that it automatically restarts on its own. You don't have to go in and manually restart it. And now means when I execute this command that the service will start. So once we run this command, we should be able to do a status and see a running Docker service. Docker is the service we're starting here. Enter. All right, looks good. Now let's do a sudo systemctl status Docker. See, got a active running. This is enabled and it looks good. Let's do a Control C to get out of this area. Let's do a clear. And our next step now will be to create our base image, our base Docker image, which will be Fedora 43. I like Fedora. Everything I do is Fedora, so I have to make my own custom Fedora image, base image. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's do an ls, see where we're at. All right, let's do a vi. Docker file. We'll open that. The first entry will be from. Whoops. And we will put in registry.fedoraproject.org. // and we're going to use the minimal installation, the object of containers, to make them as small as possible. So we're going to use the minimal Fedora installation as a smaller footprint than the standard install. So minimal :43. Right. I think that's good. Let's go to our next line. We'll make a working directory. So this will be the area where we store files or whatever that we need to run inside the container. We'll copy those into this folder, this directory, later on down the line when we get to that, building on our base image. But for now, we'll just have it there. All right. Next step is to install our additional packages. I want to add networking to this because I want to be able to communicate with other images that are in the environment through the network. So let's do a run dnf-y and no, that's right. And this is the minimal version, so we do a micro DNF for this. Just screwing things up left and right here. And let's see, so dnf-y install. Network manager. And -y install. NetTools. And Utils. I believe that's okay. I'm used to doing the regular full install, which uses DNF. This minimal install uses micro DNF, and I haven't committed that to memory, I guess, when I'm doing this. So I think we're good. Looks great. All right, and let's go ahead and hit enter. And let's see. I think that's it. Let's go ahead and do a escape. Right quit. Do an ls. There's our file. The next step will be to build our image. So let's go ahead and do a docker build -t. Let's see, we'll have name it something. Let's go ahead and name it Fedora Min 1.0. That sounds good enough. So this will be the name of our image once it's created. And then we'll have a period at the end of that, space period, and hit enter, see how it looks. Seems like it's going good so far. Right, just looking into the repos for the OS update. Okay, there we go, it's updating the OS. That was successful. Now for the next stage. And complete. We've created our image successfully. So now let's go ahead, and I've cleared the screen. So let's go ahead and show our image. So we'll run a docker images. And we can see the image we created right there. And let's see, our next step will be to start up our container from this image. So let's do a docker run -it -d, and we'll name this test min. That'll be the name of our container when it starts, and we'll be using our Fedora min 1.0 image. So let's go ahead and hit enter, and there we go. So our container's running. Let's do a docker ps-a, and we can see our container running, our test min, which is what we named it, running right there, and all looks good. Our next step would be let's go ahead and run a command prompt inside of our container. So let's do a docker exec -it and test min, and then bin bash. And we should have a prompt within our container after executing this command. And there we go. pwd, and we're in our app directory. That's the directory we added into our working directory. We added into our Docker file in the beginning, and this would be where additional scripts or whatever or data would be copied into. You know, in future builds when we actually use our base image for something. If there are additional scripts and whatever that need to be run inside of this container, this is the location they'd be copied to. So looking good. Let's do a uname -a, and there we go for Fedora Core 43. And let's also do a ifconfig and see what that looks like. And there we go. We have our IP address assigned to our image. So these images, this minimum for sure does not come with the networking utilities installed. So that's why we installed them when we created the image. And I think that is good. So let's do an exit, and let's do a clear. What I want to do a little test here. So let's go to let's do an ls. Let's do a vi. Capital D. And I want to create a regular image with the standard Fedora install and see how the size differs from the minimum. And this will be taken from the regular Docker repository. And then we'll go down here and make these regular DNF, since this is the regular image. That looks good to me. So we can go ahead and do an escape. Right quit. And let's go ahead and run our build command again, which is docker build -t. And we'll name this one Fedora full 1.0 space and then the period. And let's see how this works, if we even have our Docker file set up properly. I think we do. It's not that complex. So let's just go ahead and hit enter. We'll see how this works. It's running all of our updates and installing the networking utilities. Looks good. good so far. There we go. And come on. Should be pretty close now. And again, finished. So we've successfully created our second image. So let's do a Docker images. And there it is. And the full one's not much bigger. Or not, yeah, it's not much bigger. But, it is bigger. So in theory, the object is to, like I said earlier, make your containers or your images as small as possible. And there are all kinds of tricks and techniques and whatever to reduce the size of your image. So that would be something to look into outside of this video. This is just a basic example of how to do this. And I think we're finished for this video. We're going to expand on this in future videos, so please stay tuned. And again, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's useful, and I hope that you'll like my videos and subscribe to my channel. I try to do whatever I can that seems to be interesting and would be useful in a real life setting, so people can learn useful information and be able to apply it wherever they go. And again, please like my video and subscribe to my channel. All right, I think that's it. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.